right, good morning. Time and temp, 9:46, 20 degrees on the day after New Year's. We are January 2nd, 2026. What are we doing? Well, we are en route to dig out and salt a client and buy more salt. So I really need to buy my salt in bulk. But just don't really have a place to store more than like 20 bags. And what I really should do is just bite the bullet and buy a set of pallet forks for the tractor and always have a pallet of salt on hand. Tractor can't lift a full pallet, but I could buy like half a pallet at a time, and that would be the move. But I don't know. We're probably gonna buy. We'll see what they have. So basically, this client lives in Patterson, and there's a Tractor Supply in Patterson, and yesterday was New Year's Day, so this is my Meals on Wheels client, so they weren't delivering to her on the holiday, but she told me if I can dig her out before noon. Just make sure I have a wallet. Oh, yes, I do. If I could dig her out before noon today. So I normally come about 12:30. It's 9:48. So that's the plan. We got National Weather Service actually, I think, over-predicted or over-measured what we got in Beekman, but they said 3.2 inches yesterday. I thought it was closer to 2. I don't know, maybe like the top of Stormville Mountain or something got that elevation, baby. But Plowing, Patterson, kind of where this client is, which is on the very southeastern side of the county and northeastern side of Putnam County. They're all like 2.5s, 2.6s, 2.8s, which is all plowable, shovelable, whatever. I thought, if it was an inch, we did have some strong sun yesterday. I thought, oh, maybe it'll melt. But once you start getting over it didn't even get to above freezing. We just had strong sun in like 30. I think maybe 28 was the high. I don't really recall. But what's this, baby? Horsies, farmhouses. This is Poquag, New York. Just passed by Barton Orchards, Dalton Farms, which is a housing development now. On the left, this is a brand new place called the Water Wheel. It's a vineyard down in there. But they are building everywhere here, unfortunately. The farms keep disappearing and they keep building new builds like this. And as you come into the town here, you can see right here, there's a housing development going in there. It is what it is. Yeah, it's the county. It's the Beekman Fire Department right here. But anyway, so that surprise little storm, I spoke to this woman's son the other night, and I was like, listen, I'm not trying to keep going to invoice her. The last thing I want to do is bill her, right? But you're kind of in a hard place here because Meals on Wheels they're not delivering unless basically there's no risk to them, right? So they don't want, they're not going to deliver if the walkway's icy or if there's snow cover on anything, including the driveway. She's like, well, she doesn't have a car anymore. Why are you plowing the driveway? And I was like, because they won't deliver. It goes road, driveway, walkway, house. And they're very, the way they look at it, I'm like, listen, I understand why pay for the driveway to be plowed when there's no car, but And he's kind of like, listen, there's other services like Instacart, DoorDash, you know, all these other deliveries. I'm like, I get it, but I believe Meals on Wheels is like a not-for-profit. So, you know, I doubt they're covering. Ooh, a little slippage there. All dry. I don't know. This truck is slipping a little bit, going on dry. I don't know what's going on. But beautiful platy in front of this barn here. Yeah, I just kind of told him, like, look, from my understanding, I haven't spoken to any of these Meals on Wheels drivers, but I'm kind of under the assumption that they want everything, you know, to perfection before they deliver. You know, which I understand. I mean, the slip and falls are a real thing here, and this is my job, is to mitigate the slip and falls with the shoveling and salt. And you know, it's hard. It's like this is out of the way for me. I try and this guy's got his right signal on as he's going off. That's nice. I try not to go there unless I have like you know, if it's a big storm, it's a big storm. But I try not to just make it a fun trip, which is out of the way, unless I have to get something. I kind of justify, oh, there's a Tractor Supply somewhat near that, and just kind of pray they have enough salt for me. You know, will they not? I don't know. That's kind of TBD. I didn't check their inventory before I left. Whatever. Just do some hill climbs here. This is 55. This is what I was talking about yesterday. This thing was snow covered. Actually, I read online until very late in the day. Apparently, somewhere over here there was a rollover. I don't know if it was a truck or what, but I think the plows. My assumption was the plows were on the other side and could not get through. It was like a rollover with entrapment and, you know, the whole nine. And from what I heard, this section of road over here, past 216, we were just on 216. It's where we were at the light. So this section, somewhere over here, I don't know where, there was a rollover, and must have been a truck because nobody could get by. This is a pretty wide section of road. Even when it dips down to 2 lanes here, pretty wide section of road in terms of shoulders, whatever. But my guess is the state was somewhere over here, couldn't get through, and that this road was not plowed until almost noon. The storm wrapped up about 7, so that's a lot of hours for a state road to not get plowed. And you know what happens, unfortunately, is everybody's driving on it, and it's just really gets hard packed. And you know, it is what it is. But anyway, I'm gonna put the phone down. We're on a mission to shovel and salt this client, then to hopefully pick up some salt at Tractor Supply in Paterson, New York, and then head home, because I only have enough bags to get through like one more storm. Now on the horizon, it does look like there is going to be a little bit of snow tomorrow, but I'm kind of tempted not to salt. I do feel bad. I'm like really killing everybody on the salt charges. It looks like right now 0.3 of an inch with sunny conditions later in the day. So you know, I'm kind of tempted to kind of see if the sun could work its magic. I threw a lot of salt down previously. You know, hopefully that salt is still on the driveways and kind of does its job between the little bit of salt that's still left on the driveway in conjunction with the sun later Saturday. Hopefully that does its job to melt the snow and I don't need to salt. And then it does look like during this next week ahead, the first full week of January, temps are going to be rising above freezing. There's a few chances of some ice storms transitioning into rainstorms, but they all look like they're overnight freezing rain and changing to plain rain, with temps like in the 40s later that day. So if that's the case, I'm not going to be salting those clients either, and I should not need salt for the next 7 to 10 days at least. But I've been going in this direction anyway, and I do want to make sure I have at least a little bit on hand. Maybe I can get I'm just so busy, but I am kind of going in a direction of a dealership today, but that's with the family. I don't really want to go with everybody. I would like to get some pallet forks priced out, and I would like to get those on the tractor so I could pick up, a half a pallet of salt, get that out of the bed. I think that'll be nice, and I have a lot of uses for forks around the property as well. So anyway, that's my plan. I'm gonna kind of boot it here, and I don't know, quickly see if we could either shovel or I might just drop the plow real fast to on that driveway, but and just not charge them for it. But anyway, that's that's the plan. See, the shoulders are still a mess here. It's all pure ice. I don't know if you can see the reflection, but they still haven't plowed the shoulders of this roadway, and it's been over 24 hours now, which is very unlike the state. They're usually very good. Anyway, as I come down into Plowing, let me put the phone down and focus on getting to my client's house and getting them taken care of. All right, little update here, 11 o'clock, 23 degrees. On the 2nd of January, just a quick update to that video. I said I was going to do that client's house, which I did. There's about 2.5 to 3 inches there, so they got a driveway plow, they got a walkway shovel, they got salt, okay? Extra salt because we're supposed to get like a 1/2 inch tomorrow. That way it'll melt on contact with the extra salt, and I won't have to go over there. They won't have to pay for extra. It works out. What did not work out though was, I said I was gonna stop by that tractor supply over there and pick up some rock salt, and they were all out. So, and I called the nursery that said they had rock salt that was like a minute away, and their website says they were open. Everything says they're open. They wouldn't answer their phone because I didn't know if it was like bulk rock salt for like, the commercial guys who load these salt hoppers, or if it was like bagged rock salt. And sometimes these nurseries jack up the price like crazy. So, if they said it was like $20 a bag, not happening. I like Tractor Supply because the prices are so cheap. It's like $7, $8 a bag. Anyway, that was the, so I still have to get salt. It's on my list to do, but is what it is. But anyway, pulling in the driveway now, I'm home. At least I got that one taken care of, and they should be taken care of for the immediate future, because after this next day where it's what do you call it, where we have a 1/2 inch of snow tomorrow, they're not calling for anything. Like, they're calling for freezing rain and stuff like that, but nothing of substance. But anyhow, that's all. Peace out. All right, quick rant for anybody in Dutchess County. So here's what I did. I went to, it's late. It's in the 4 o'clock hour. Right now, we're already driving back, but I don't know if you guys can see that. It's 4:51 and 27 degrees. Now, I'm already driving on the road. Okay, I'm not in the parking lot. I'm driving, right? I go to the UPS store in Hopewell to do a couple of Amazon returns, no problem. Right next to is William Tell Hardware, and then a minute down the road is an Ace Hardware by Williams Lumber. Now, I have a big rant about that place. I really am not too fond of that Ace. Their hours absolutely suck, and I don't know. They've rubbed me the wrong way on many occasions. So anyway, I keep the truck parked at the UPS store. and the next like 2 doors down is that William Tell. I just wanted to see because I know, I'm having a hard time finding salt right now. Now it is after a few storms, so everybody's doing the same thing. They're buying it up, no big deal. But I just look, and now I probably could have asked behind the counter if there were any more options, but they had like 4 or 5 different options right out on the in front of the store, on pallets in front of the store, and they were all expensive, starting in the low 20s to 40 something dollars for like, real nice treated stuff. I just need basic rock salt. I'm looking for something like $10 or less a bag for a 50-pound bag. They didn't have it. Okay, fine. I go down the road. I pull in at 4:45. Probably 4:44, get out of the truck into the store at 4:45 because I checked to see they have a pallet right in front of some just generic Ace Hardware blend of rock salt. How much is it? They give me a ridiculous, like it was like $27 or something like that for 40 pounds, not even 50 pounds. But mind you, that's not even what I charge the clients to spread, but I charge them for basic rock salt. Anyway, and I asked them because I know it's attached to a contractor yard. I was like, all right, do you have any other, like, just basic rock salt, and how much is that? And their basic rock salt for a 50-pound bag is $22, I think he said. I forget what the price is already. It was already way too much. But he goes, but you'll have to come back tomorrow because the yard is closed. The yard is only open 7 to 5. I'm like, it's 4:45. So first of all, that was my out because I'm not purchasing this anyway. So it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But if I did want it, I was going to buy a pallet of it, or at least a half a pallet of it. And I'm like, it would be one thing if I pulled in at like, 4:59, 4:57, even 4:55. All right, I'll give it to you. But 4:45, come on, man. That's ridiculous. That's why I don't, you rub, that could have, I was looking to drop, $250 on salt, on bag salt, at least. Sometimes, maybe even more, depending upon whatever. But I don't know, it's stupid. And they have like, you don't really enter the yard for that because they have like a whole little shed of it right before the entrance of their yard. And I get it. They want to have somebody like watch to make sure you get, whatever you're paying for. So if let's say you buy 20, I'm just using a round number, they're going to want to make sure you put 20 in your truck. Totally get it. I'll even do it myself. You could have a guy there just counting. I don't need any help loading. But that could be done in 2 or 3 minutes. The guy could have been to the punch out clock way before 4:53 or whatever. I get it's a Friday, but I don't know. It's just my little rant. And this is why I will travel out a little further out of the way to get my product elsewhere. If that other hardware store, and I could have went in because they also have a whole back to see, they could have possibly had more basic options in the back, but it's fine. I got to go down over to Route 9 to do a Home Depot return at some point this weekend, and I'll just I will check the other Tractor Supply, or even just check online to see, Home Depot might even have, Home Depot doesn't have the best deals on rock salt though, but there's a million other places. There's a million other landscape supply shops. They're normally just a little on the higher end, but we'll see. There is one place that like kind of sells bulk rock salt that'll let you fill up, and this is kind of a direction Randy from Countryside used to do this. He used to have 1 million like Home Depot buckets of those like 5-gallon buckets with lids. That way they don't clump, there's no moisture that gets in, whatever. and there's a yard. It's about 20 minutes away from me. That'll let you go in and shovel it in, 5 gallons into, or buckets full, however many bucketfuls you want. I think that's great. It's a great option. I need to pre-purchase a lot of buckets if I ever make that switch. The bags, it's tough. The bags are nice because you can just throw them in the truck. You don't have to worry, even if they're like split open a little bit, you could sweep it into a spreader. The buckets you have to be a little more careful with, because in the cold the plastic might break. The plastic might become a little more brittle, whatever. But it's definitely an option I'm considering going forward. And then the other option I'm considering a lot of options. I'm considering either having a pallet of salt delivered, or me going and pre-purchasing like a half a pallet here, a half a pallet there. I need to get a pallet forks. That needs to happen like way sooner than later. So anyway, not to continue to ramble on, but I'm gonna be, it's 4:58. I don't know if you can see that time. I'm gonna be home. I'm gonna be home in 1 minute. Be home before 5 o'clock. I'll be in my house before these guys are technically still off the clock. That's 6.2 miles away or whatever from my house. So I'll leave you there. Everybody have a happy new year. Good luck to everybody in their businesses in 2026. Peace.